Hello beautiful humans, I'm Taylor Bren, a teenager passionate about veganism and sustainability. Today I wanted to have a nice chill, low-key, just a chat and some tips on how you can glow up internally and emotionally. I know there's a lot of glow up videos that focus on your physicality and your appearance and how society thinks that you should look. So I thought I would make one more focused on your emotions and your mentality. So this is your inner glow up video. I'm going to start off by saying that having a glow up isn't easy. So take this time to relax, make yourself a cup of tea, and take a big deep breath. The first thing is to actually want to glow up. It's a big trend to glow up right now, at least in the physical sense, and people try to force themselves to glow up, but in an inner glow up, that drive has to come from within. You have to think to yourself, I feel like I could be a better version of myself, and use that drive to motivate yourself to actually take the actions that you need in order to glow up. Without that drive, it becomes kind of lost and it'll be easier to quit. The next part of the inner glow up is recognizing the people that you surround yourself with, and if you feel that you are outgrowing them, that is completely okay. You don't have to resist it and try to shrink down into something that you are not just to keep the relationship going. And this isn't even about, if that person is, people like to say toxic, or this doesn't mean that they're a horrible person. It doesn't mean that you are a horrible person. Relationships rise and fall throughout life. People grow together and then they grow apart, and that is a perfectly okay thing in life. If you are outgrowing someone or you're fearing that you have outgrown someone already, I wouldn't resist that feeling and I would just slowly let it go. There doesn't have to be a big fight. Nobody's toxic. It's just a part of life, outgrowing friends. The next thing that you can do is find some art that inspires you and kind of reminds you of either who you are or who you want to be. Art is beautiful. Art is so deep and wonderful, and I love art. And the biggest way that I find the art that I think will inspire me for my glow up is through Pinterest. But if you need a little inspiration, you can check out my Pinterest is Sustainable Teen, same as my YouTube and Instagram, so you can check that out to just get a little inspiration. I love art, it's great, and art can really inspire you to figure out who you want to be. The next thing is giving yourself space to make mistakes. A lot of people have the perception that a glow up means that you are ending up perfect and your perfect self. And that is not true. Yes, you may end up a better version of yourself, but you are in no way being perfect. I know when I first started, I didn't want to make any mistakes. I just wanted to be this perfect being, and that's simply not true. And it is okay to allow yourself to acknowledge the mistakes that you've made in the past and move on, and allow room for all the mistakes that you're going to make in the future, because you're going to make them, and that is okay. That's what makes us human. So it's okay to make mistakes. Don't get down on yourself just because you made a mistake and you're supposed to be, glowed up. It's okay to make mistakes. The next thing that you can do is to invest yourself in your passions. Take the time to do the things that you love and you enjoy and it makes you happy. It's so easy to just sit around and do nothing, which I'm not saying doing nothing is bad. Yes, sometimes it just feels the best just to sit and do absolutely nothing. But do try to fill your time when you can with things that you love and enjoy. I know for me, I started this passion journey hobby as YouTube, and that is what I am investing my time in. And don't be afraid to make a commitment to yourself. Maybe your hobby is drawing, so maybe you sit down and draw either every day, every other day, every week, and make a nice commitment to do the things that you are passionate about, whatever that may be. Surround yourself with things that you enjoy. So say you just figured out that you now have a passion and you're going to work on it. Now try to incorporate all of those things or little tidbits of that passion into your everyday life. This could be from decorating your room, your home, office, desk. If your passion was drawing, if you made a very pretty artwork, you can hang it up in your room, frame it, put it on the wall, on your desk, anywhere that can remind you of what you're passionate about and fill you with joy every time you see it. And this same principle can go along with digital space as well. You can use things as your wallpaper, follow inspiring accounts that remind you of your passion, and only keep the apps and photos that make you truly happy, and make sure to take pictures of your passion. The next thing is reconnecting with your morals. Without morals, I know for me personally, I feel a little lost. I don't have a strong sense of self. So sometimes when I'm feeling that way, I take a second to get in a deep thought with myself. Define what are my morals, and you can just think about it in your head or you can write it out, but defining your morals, and I'm not saying they have to be set in stone for the rest of your life, just having a casual check-in to just see what you are passionate about, what you value, can be really beneficial to defining you as an individual and finding that sense of self. Okay, so now you have the inspiration to actually follow through with the glow up and improving yourself, but what do you do next? And I would recommend that you make goals for yourself. I would choose rather specific goals, and I would set a system in order to help you achieve that goal. Goals they're met and then they kind of go away, but if you set a system, if there is something that you want to be able to do consistently, you set a system instead of a goal. But there are some things that can't be consistent all the time, and that is okay to just set a goal to reach that. But whenever you can, try to set a system so it lasts the longest and will continue with you as you grow and change and better yourself. And try to make these goals less focused on physical appearance. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have a goal about exercising regularly. You can have that as long as the meaning behind the goal isn't focused on weight loss or how you want to look. It's more focused on creating healthy habits or wanting to be more flexible so you can amaze yourself with what your body can do. These goals that are set for your emotional and mental mindsets will have a better effect on the inner glow up, whereas if you just start setting goals on the outer appearance glow up, kind of takes the thought out of this video. And now for this part of the video, I just wanted to give you just a couple ideas on what your goals could be. So for this first one, it's all about negative self-talk. I can get really bad about talking negatively to myself. Especially when I am in a bad mood or it's a very stressful time in my life, I will just bog myself down with negativity. One thing that helped me personally is whenever I say something negative, I can balance it out by saying 2 positive things about myself or writing 2 positives, either saying it out loud, or if I'm in a public situation, I might write it down either in like my notes or if I have a journal out. And this can help me get out of the habit of talking negative to myself and get me more in the habit of talking positively in myself. And it may seem really weird at first and really uncomfortable. I know I felt that way, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And just to say, I'm not a professional. If you are in a really bad place, I would recommend that you go get professional help. I don't want you guys to feel like something is really wrong. So if something is getting to a really bad place, I would go seek professional help. That is my recommendation. I'm not a professional, so don't take that advice thinking that it's going to fix all of your problems. I'm going to put this on a pause for a second because editing this, I realized that last statement was a little insensitive. What I was meaning was I didn't want you guys to be under the impression that taking that little advice could substitute professional help, because it doesn't, and I want you guys to have the best help that you can get, and sometimes that involves a professional. The next thing you can do is reading. And I know this may seem super simple and you might not even like reading to begin with, but I think that reading can be really beneficial. I love to read, I always have, so it's never been too hard for me to just pick up a book and start reading. So you can read a self-help book, you can read an instructional book regarding any of your passions. You can read fiction if you just want to take your mind somewhere off in a fictional world. You can learn a lot by reading. Reading gives access to a certain kind of education not taught in schools. And another thing, kind of going off on the education thing, is to learn something new, and that can be picking up a new hobby. You don't have to do a bunch of research on something. That's not exactly what I'm saying. But learn something new as in taking up a hobby. Right now I am trying to learn how to draw different things using Skillshare, and it's taught me a lot. And sometimes when you are in a self-improvement glow up, there aren't really tangible things to show you that you have been working hard. It's usually mostly in your head. So having something tangible like picking up a new hobby or doing something can kind of show you just how far you have gotten and all of your improvement. You have figured out what goals that you want to set for yourself. Now it is time to set reminders or physical things that will help you achieve that goal. You can either write it in a planner or just write it down in a list or a journal. You can put a reminder on your phone or have it in the Notes app. You can even get somebody else to hold you accountable. If you have a system or a reminder set in place, it's going to be less likely that you are going to forget. Whether that goal is, you have to do something every day or it's a weekly thing, it's just making sure that you don't forget that you have a goal for yourself set in place. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope that you are ready to embark on a self-improvement journey, and I just want you to know that you are doing great and you are beautiful just the way you are. Take a breath, and I hope you have a beautiful day.